here live with me. If you guys could let me know if you guys could hear my screen or hear me and see my screen. Apologies. Let me know there. Good morning from Atlanta. Let me know what part of the world you guys, what part of the country you guys are logging in from as well. That would be great. Thank you. If you can hear my screen, I do appreciate that. Hey, it's too early in the morning. I had a late Friday night, so apologies here, okay? Good morning from Nebraska. Good morning from Oregon, Iowa, in the house. Perfect. England. Good afternoon. All right, guys. Well, thank you. It looks like we got some people from all over the country coming in. I do appreciate you guys. We got a short little training that we're going to go through today, guys, and something that I've kind of been stewing on in my mind, kind of cultivating and thinking about, and really understanding how we can make our company great and how we can make it better and how we can achieve all of our goals together. So that's what we're going to go through today, guys. We're going to go through, we'll have a discussion. If you guys have any questions, I'll try to answer them probably towards the end of this. And anything that we really need to go through, let's hold any type of questions towards the end, okay? All right, guys. So obviously, today is Saturday, April 26th. It's 10 a.m. Mountain Time. The subject, our topic for the day is the power of an ownership mindset, okay? As you guys know, some of you guys know that started with me and the company, the organization, a little bit over 8 months ago. We decided to go the route of a decentralized autonomous organization. The reason we did that is because it allows every member to have a stake in the company. Now, what does that mean, a stake in the company? You can think of it as some type of participation, some type of ownership, but that's what it really is being a partial owner, if you will, of what the community is doing together. So I want to put us in the mindset of where we as a community are not just members, we're not just brand ambassadors, we are owners, okay? And so I've been obviously listening to material, reading books, as all of us should be doing, looking for the next, the next aha moment in my life, in my personal life, in the business and everything. And I really like this concept. And we have some really great things that we're going to talk about to take this ownership mindset to the next level. We're going to be talking about launching those things and announcing those things in Tulum for those of you guys that are going to be going out there with us on our Awaken. So what we're going to do, guys, is talk a little bit about how, we as individuals, as human beings, can go out there and control our own destiny, right? As it says on your screen right there, the best way to predict the future is to create it. I absolutely love this quote or love this saying because, in the business that we're in, we have a couple different models of how we could go and monetize the cloud and make money for the DAO and all these things. But what I wanted to do is, and it's not because I'm a control freak. It's just because I really do not trust anybody to go else out there to go and execute on our business plan except for ourselves, right? If we can control it, we can predict the future. And that's the way that I'm thinking here is like, how do we go out there and create a massive opportunity for ourselves, for our families, for our future generations. And yes, there's going to be opportunities that come along the way that are going to be great opportunities with external companies, with B2B relationships, and potential buyouts in the future even. But what we have to do now is we're at a point where we have our cloud built out, okay? We have multiple data centers running. We have those data centers connected. We have an enterprise grade cloud, right? We have retailable products on that cloud. And now it's where the rubber hits the road. It's time to take action, guys. It's every single one of us on the cloud or on this call today I'm going to kind of say it this way, all of us together to get off our butts and go out there and make our company great. Now, I'm going to give you guys an example. I've used this example multiple times over the last few months, but I own a restaurant and a partial owner in a restaurant, okay? And a lot of times I drive out of my way, okay? It's probably about a 20-minute drive outside of my normal commute to go and take people. When people come into town, I take them to this restaurant, even though it's further and there's a lot of restaurants in between my house and that restaurant. There's a lot of great restaurants in between. I take the time to travel, out of my way to go to my restaurant. Let me ask you guys, why do you think I go to my restaurant versus all the other restaurants in between? Okay, it's a question I want to get a couple people answering in the chat here. Why do you think, if I'm a restaurant owner, I'm a business owner, why am I driving out of my way to go to my restaurant when there's other restaurants in between? Anybody in the chat? You guys might be sleeping there. I'm going to wait till I get an answer here. Anybody in the chat? Why would I go to my restaurant versus other people's restaurant, right? Okay, great. Advertising rate, right? Support mom and pop, great. I just got a $sign in there as well to share about it. Perfect. To support it, great. Yeah, if I'm a business owner, right, to keep the money coming back, I love that one, Simon. If I'm a business owner, what am I going to do? I'm going to promote my own businesses. I am going to promote my own businesses that I am a part of. And that's the mindset that I want us to have. Sometimes it's not the most convenient place to go eat because it's out of the way. Okay. Sometimes it's a Mexican food restaurant. Sometimes I feel like eating Italian, but like, hey, I'm going to go eat some more Mexican food. Okay. So sometimes it's not the most convenient thing for us to do, but it is the best thing for us to do long term. So in the short term, yeah, I might have to take that extra 20 minutes and 40 minutes now round trip, right? Where I'm going out of my way to go and eat at my own restaurant. It's not the most convenient. It's not the easiest. Sometimes I don't feel like eating that, but guess what? I go there anyways because it is my own asset. It is generating me an income. And that's what we need. That's what I want you guys to switch your mindsets today. Every single one of you guys, I don't know everybody on the call, but I'm assuming most of you guys are DAO seat holders, CloudX NFT owners, CloudX owners. You guys are owners. You guys are stakeholders in this community. Okay. So we all have to take that 20-minute drive, that 20-minute extra drive and say, how can I make my company generate more revenue? I can go eat at it. I can go eat at my own restaurant. I can pay my own bill. I can take other people there. So what? So this way later on, other people that had a great experience there and they love the food, they love the ambiance, guess what? They're going back there, right? Without me now. And they're going to eat there again and again. And they're telling their friends and family, and they're eating there more and more. What did I just do? I just generated myself by taking a few friends and family there. I generated myself an income and I start promoting my businesses. I'm generating myself an additional income. And that's the mindset that we have to have with iN8 and the iN8 network opportunity that we have. Okay. So I have a little story here by Tony Robbins that's going to help us illustrate this over the next few slides. Okay. This is a quote from Tony Robbins. It says, "We don't teach young people or most people to take full advantage of free enterprise. The biggest problem with most people and their financial pressure is that they are consumers, not investors." Consumers, not investors. So what I want to talk about today, guys, is the consumer versus the owner mindset. Now, Tony Robbins goes on and he explains that the difference between a consumer and an investor or an owner mindset. And he uses the example of Apple. If you guys all, I'm pretty sure, at least 50% of you guys on this call have some type of Apple product, maybe even the iPhone. Now, if you would have taken over the last 10 years, and he did this talk maybe like 5-6 years ago or something like that. So from the iPhone 1 to the iPhone X, 10 iPhones, 10 years, okay? If you would have bought every single iPhone from the iPhone to the current one, you would have spent about $20,000 on Apple products, okay, on the iPhone. So that's the left-hand side there. Negative 20,000, the red, you're negative $20,000. You purchased an Apple product. Great. It's a great product. Believe me, I have one right here with me. I'm not trying to say anything negative about the Apple product. But if you would have taken that same $20 and invested it into Apple stock, you would now have over $200,000 in your brokerage account, in your stock portfolio. $200,000 plus or $20,000 negative. Which one sounds better for you guys? Which one of those sounds better? And the only thing that we've done is we've switched our mindset from saying, hey, I don't need the latest and greatest. I know Apple's going to launch a new product here soon in the next 6 months. I'm going to take that same amount of money and I'm going to put it into the Apple stock, because what happens when Apple launches their products? They get earnings they get revenue that generates up. And what does that do to the stock price and all this? Now, I'm not advocating for anybody to go out there and buy Apple stock right now. I'm not telling anybody to go buy any type of security. What I'm telling you is that you need to educate yourself. You need to think about these things long term. Because yes, maybe some of us don't have $20,000 to put into Apple stock right now. But I'm not saying this example put $20,000 day one. When the iPhone 1 launched, $500. 8 months later or whatever, a year later, $600. And so over a course of 10 years, okay, dollar cost averaging into Apple stock, today you'd have over $200,000. How many of you guys, and put me a number one in the chat if you guys could, how many of you guys a $200,000 stock portfolio would have helped you today, 10 years later? Yep, exactly, right? 200,000, I'm getting some ones in there. Thank you, Charlotte. Thank you, Terry, Margaret, Annette, Mark, great, Sarah. All of you guys, every single one of us, I could use an extra $200,000, right? And especially if I was able to take a small investment, like a few $100, a few $1,000 over a course of 10 years and create a $200,000 in brokerage account for me. That's a nice little nest egg, okay? And guess what? That's going to continue to grow and grow and grow and grow. So we need to ask ourselves, are we consumers or are we owners? Every single one of you guys has switched your mindset as a DAO seat holder or a CloudX NFT holder to a stakeholder, that's an owner, a stakeholder mindset. But like I said in my last slide, we now have to, the only people that are going to push this company forward are the stakeholders. Am I a stakeholder? I'm a stakeholder. Why do you think I'm on these calls so much? We have other people that are stakeholders, but ask yourself, how vested are you? Are you just participating, or are you actively trying to help build this community forward? Okay. Now I want you guys to think about that as we go out through the rest of these slides here. Tony Robbins says we're a consumer culture, and that is so true. How many of us are out there consuming social media, right? There's on social media, there's a consumer side and there's a creator side. There's a lot of great digital content creators out there, right? Look at what Mr. Beast has done. If you guys don't know who Mr. Beast is, he's probably the most paid YouTube and social media influencer, or highest paid social media influencer in the world right now. He created something spectacular, right? Now he has things in candies. My kids are always going, buy me these things called Feastables, right? And they're watching his YouTube channel and they're watching all the games and watching all these shows that he's doing now. But he created, we have to have creators and we have to have consumers. And it's okay to consume content, but don't let that be the only thing that you do. Do not only consume content, okay? Start to create content. Start to create change. He goes on to say, if you become an investor, everything changes. We are a consumer culture, but if that's the key word in this sentence here that he says in this quote, if you become an investor, everything changes. How many of you guys are ready to take that step, right? I think a lot of us have taken the first step, but investing isn't just about putting your money into something. Investing is about putting your money into something and not just sitting back and hoping that it goes good and sitting back and saying, oh, this might work. And if it doesn't. There's very few people in the world that can afford to do that. If you even look at Warren Buffett, if you go study Warren Buffett, what is he doing when he makes an investment? First, he's doing all of the education. He's educating himself on all of the financials of that company. And he spends hours and weeks and months with himself, with his team, looking for the best investments. Then they make that investment. And then they come in and say, how can we make this better with you? Right? The firm comes in with their money, but then they say, how can we make this better? And that's what I'm asking you guys today as stakeholders. How can we make this thing better? Okay. And we're at the point, guys, where your participation is now required. We've built out the tech. We've built out the products. We've built out the system. The token is there. The token has liquidity. The token's going up and down and doing its thing. The buy contracts in, there's liquidity, the company supporting the token. We have checked every single box. Corporate has checked every single box to make this a great opportunity. And I hate to say it, but even a $1 billion opportunity. But now every single one of us needs to band together and take that 20-minute drive to set up our tech products. Get on the photos. Look, mine is setting up right now, okay? Mine is syncing right now. I have 24,000 photos that's syncing as we're doing this call. It took me 10 minutes to set up my photos replacement, okay? That's it. Go out and do that. Ask yourself, how can I get the photos product? How do I do this? Now, we need to shift your mindset from consumer to owner. And this opportunity is going to start to grow, and it's going to start to get exciting, and it's going to start to become the life changer that we're looking for. Yes, it's taking us a year to get here. April 23rd of last year is when we launched our first version of our cloud. And it wasn't the cloud that we needed, so we had to go back and redo everything. And thank you to our corporate team, Jared, Liv, Misty, everybody that's been part of our corporate team. But a huge shout out to Jared and all of the cloud team for making this possible. To make this thing sync while I'm just sitting here watching it, doing this call with you guys. These are things, guys, we now have an asset to go monetize into the hundreds of millions of dollars without further investment. We've bootstrapped this thing to be the best opportunity out there. But it can only be the best opportunity out there if you start to shift from that consumer mindset to the owner mindset with me. And I'm imploring you to get involved in everything that we're doing. Get more active, build. I'm building with you guys. I can guarantee you one thing, and I've told this to people over the years. You will quit before I will quit. And I think people have seen that testament over the last couple of years when I've gone through one of the roughest periods of my life, business-wise, professional-wise, and they've seen the decisions that I've made. You guys, we have a solid foundation. We have a solid cloud. We have a solid tech team. We have a solid corporate team. The only thing that's missing now is the sales. And that's what you guys are here. That's why you guys are here. That's what you guys are here to help me message this concept of the iN8 private virtual cloud, right? That is why we are here, to help people own their own data and be compensated for it. Now, how do we do that? We first need to be the change. We need to be a product of the product. And then we need to be compensated for it, right? So what happens is, in order for me to understand how to set up photos or set up Hub or set up Passbolt or set up any of these great products that we have, I need to go do it myself. I need to be a product of the product. Second is I need to become a brand ambassador. And guess what? For buying the product, you're already a brand ambassador. But to become a brand ambassador now entails taking massive action. Starting a business requires a community of people to come together. And we start to build systems, we start to build processes, we start to build standards, and that is where the magic happens. We start to become that change, and guess what happens? As we share the products and services, okay? As we share the products and services, we become compensated for it. And because of the business model, you don't just get compensated one time. You get compensated the next month and the next month. And I'm just talking direct commissions here, team commissions. But guess what happens at the same time, because you're a stakeholder and revenues are coming in, that revenue then goes into the token. What's happening to the token? That token is now growing and growing and growing and growing and growing. So your today income is the brand ambassador compensation plan. Your tomorrow income, your wealth building income, is your asset ownership, the token ownership, the NFT ownership, the cloud server ownership. So I want you guys to think about that. Your today income is the team commissions, the direct bonuses, the rank bonuses. That's what's going to keep you afloat today. That's what's going to pay the bills today. That's the business of today. Tony Robbins says it best. You need to have two businesses, the business of today and the business of tomorrow. The business of today is the brand ambassador program. The business of tomorrow is that token that you're accumulating. Because people tell me, oh yeah, Joe, but the token went down. Great, go buy more. If the token goes down, go buy more in the open market. That's what I'm doing. As you guys are selling off token, I'm buying it. Why? Because I know the value of that token over the course of the next year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, as I take control of my future. Like I said in the beginning, the best way to predict the future is by creating it. I am creating it. I'm asking you guys to come along on this ride with us. And that's what we do. Help people protect their data and generate an income online. And that is why we've created the new iN8 Tech Stack memberships, okay? Very simple. The tech stacks are now available in your back office. If you go and purchase one right now or this week before Tulum, I'm going to have a very special surprise for you post Tulum, okay? So tech stacks are now available. We also have the new replicated site up, mydata.mycloud.com/your username, okay? That's going to take you where you can enroll people in, okay? You can enroll people into the system just on the tech stack. Maybe they don't have $1,000. Maybe they don't have $300, but $115, you get some great software products. You're getting all the value of storage and password management and security and websites and play to earn and all these things that come in the tech stack, okay? But you're also getting a business opportunity. And in the business opportunity, if you sign up 3 people on 115, yours is now paid for. 3 and it's free. You duplicate that one more level, 12, and you're making over $500 a month. 40 people in your team, you're making over $1,000 a month. 500 and something people in your team, you're making $10,000 a month. How many of you guys right now with $10,000, that would be life-changing? Well, heck, with 4,000, with 5,000. And all it takes is starting to share the product, being a product of the product, and going out there and plugging into the system, taking the steps, taking action, and we'll help you build a business to whatever level of desire you're looking for. We'll have more and more software products come out. We're going to have more and more loyalty rewards come out. You guys will see it over the course of the next week. The great thing about our tech stack is it stacks up. It stacks up to the competition. If you take everything that we have in the tech stack and you went and bought it separately, it would cost you over $250, okay? You're getting it here for anywhere between $100 to $145. Plus, you're getting the opportunity to start your own business, the opportunity to take tax deductions here in the US as a business owner, the opportunity to learn in our Skills Academy. Inside of our Skills Academy, as we get this thing growing over the next little bit, guess what? We'll put education on website design, e-commerce, trading. We'll put any type of education that we can put into our Skills Academy. Guess what? It'll be in there. Any type of value that we can bring to an entrepreneur, it'll be inside of our tech stack. It'll be inside of our Skills Academy to help people grow in this technological age. So like I said, 115, 145, they're now available for purchase. They're now available for enrollment. Go through. If we'll do a product setup classes. I know a lot of people might be timid or scared. I don't really know how to do this. No problem. Guess what we're going to be doing? We're going to be doing training calls, myself and some of the other DAO committee members. I've taken some of the members through, onboarded them. We've working out some bugs. Things are going to be amazing, right? iN8 network, your data, your rules, your commission, your future, your ownership. Thank you guys so much for your time today. I appreciate you guys. We'll see you guys on the next call. If you guys got any questions, I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording here.
Recording stopped.
And we'll see if there's any questions. Any last minute questions for me? No problem, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate you guys. Any last minute questions? Sweet shirt. Yeah, so look, this shirt, it's crazy enough, right? Steve Jobs. There's we have to be crazy enough to change the world, and that's, you just have to be a little bit off, and that's what it's all about. So thank you guys. Appreciate. If there's no questions, perfect. Mark, I think we're up to date on every question, every email that we've sent back. We've replied to every single email, Mark. So if there's something we missed there, please let us know. The a la carte options will be available here soon. I probably within the next 2 weeks or so. All right. Cool. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Have a good one.